Okay, let's do a thrift haul today. A little thrift haul. I'm not sure how long it'll take. I've got some older stuff that I didn't get recently. But I mean, and I got so much stuff. We have to do anti hauls. That's really, I keep promising that we'll go through my collection and see all my favorite things. And this could lead into some of my favorite antiques that I have. But I think I'm going to re-show. Maybe I haven't shown on this channel, but there are some things. First of all, my friend Andy sent me these from Germany. He found them at a yard sale, and I mean, as you can see here, we like turn of the century antiques going on, so that's what happens here. But there was this scale, and it's all, I think you can get something like this on Temu where you can remove the little pieces, and I have been eyeing those things, but I haven't shopped on Temu for a while. And again, I'm trying not to get things but gold and tiny little scale, tiny little old-fashioned iron. They fit. Maybe they are more scaled to 1/12 scale, but they actually fit. Irons were small back in the day, and scales come in all different sizes, so they definitely work, and they're totally my style. Let's talk about scale though here, because I'm very particular about scale. Now these are quite nice. These two say they're made in England, but the scale is definitely off for these. These are a bit too big. I don't know how I can show you. Like if I put this candlestick on the desk, it's just, I mean, maybe they could be legs of tables. Maybe they could be, there's so many possibilities. Maybe I can make them as chandelier fixture holders. There are things that I could make out of these. I'm not sure about the 3-prong. A lot of people wouldn't mind though, I know, and it does look cute sometimes. I'm kind of a miniature snobist, and I like what I like, which is also making it easy for me not to buy every single thing that I find at the thrift store. I wish I could take you with me. Maybe one day I'll be able to edit videos again, and that'll happen. I also don't like making videos in the store, and it's such a big production if I do record the video and then I have to come home and do audio on over it. I don't know. Maybe one day. I mean, if this was worth, if I was, if it was worth my time and money, I would put more value into my production. But right now, I'm showing you the wares. So I think I'd rather just write these off. They came in a bag with these things though. We have a what do you call this? An oil lamp, and I actually have one of these. We have to dig that out in a second. Maybe I'll pull it out right now because it is in my box of my favorites, and this is 100% the perfect scale. I wonder if it is exactly the same as, and it's made in England, which they don't make things in England, and they don't make things in the United States anymore. So when you see something that says made in these countries, it means it's old, and it means that the metal that's used and the quality is going to be much, much better. They don't make things like they used to for some reason. I don't know why. Things break and metals bend more easily, and it's horrible what things have come to, which is why I like antique stuff. Okay, so in the bag, I guess this is what really got me was, well, there's two things. Well, I wanted that lamp so badly, and then I wanted this thing. Now, this has a base which goes with both of these things. I googled it, and this base can work on both. However, it only came with one base, and we got this record player, and then that's something else that I want to show you in a second, because I do have an old record player like this, but this one is amazing. It's tarnished. That means it's like a little silver and it's a little gold, so definitely fits in. All of this stuff is all a similar color. Old-fashioned record player. It's beautiful. I hope I'm showing these things close enough. And then that's the stand. Now, because I only have one stand, and I'll take this off, I think I'm going to reconstruct this in wood and then put these things on top, and then Who's going to get the real metal stand? Probably nobody. I think I would love the mix of the wood. So it'll probably just be out of popsicle sticks, and I'll build something exactly like that. Which reminds me also of some crates. Like every time I find little wooden miniatures at these dollar stores and stuff that I go to, I usually buy everything. But I went to one and they had some crates and I didn't like how the construction. I said, hey, I can build nicer crates than that. And so I didn't buy them, and there were some larger peg people. If you've seen some of my other videos, I love peg people, but I didn't buy them. Okay, so then we have this other stand, and the only reason I know that it has the same stand is because I Googled it, if I didn't say that already, and it's this old-fashioned telephone, which again is totally 1/6 scale, and I love it. Like sometimes when you buy the stuff on Temu and you're getting these little miniatures, your phones are a little off. Sometimes they're a little big. Sometimes they're a little small. This is the perfect 1/6 scale. I love it. So I had to buy this bag of things. I think the bag was $5, which included these things. But come on, these things alone are definitely worth the $5, and it was in a showcase. It was like one of the featured things, so I guess that was their high point. One of my favorite thrift stores, Mission Thrift. Wait, there's something else. Where did that go? There's something. What? Why isn't that here? I'm looking around. There's a bag of stuff. I guess I'm gonna have to hunt it down and find it. This is I think I got this at the same store. So this was another bag of miniatures. I've had this in my diorama for a while, and I never hauled it, but I'm still waiting to find the cast iron stove. They made mini cast iron stoves that sellers of real cast iron stoves would take around to show us a sample of what you were getting. And I really want one. And they used to be so available. I remember growing up, I used to see them everywhere. I'm not sure. Sometimes the scale is perfect, and sometimes it isn't. Wait, do I have one? I have one that's not the big size, but I do have a little. It's missing the top part. Is it dusty? It's missing the top part, but I thought I could just paint some piece of wood and put it on top of there. Of course, if I put it on the right size pot or anything. Okay, it was just these 3 pieces, by the way. But this kind of goes with here. You have your ashes bucket, and you have the ash thing. So, I mean, this is a cast iron stove. Now, the other one is like a whole stove with 4 burners, and it usually comes with all kinds of little pots and stuff, which I guess these things are from, that kind of thing. Anyway, again, antique-y. It's cool that I could reach that. But that usually goes in my other diorama where I have a chimney wall. And then this is actually a tea light from IKEA, but it kind of looks like the same thing. So I just have those stacked over here in the corner. Not a thrift haul, but let me show you. Oh, this is a thrift haul. And I haven't seen these barrels at the Dollar Tree. I'm sorry that I keep showing them and talking about them because people are going to the Dollar Tree looking for them. I don't know. Some things are showing up. Oh, this isn't this haul though, but I do have a new dollar store haul. I'm probably going to combine the Dollar Tree and Dollarama, Canada's dollar store, and show you some things. This was thrifted. I do see this. I think on Temu or some other kinds of online stores that you can order things. But yeah, and then this is a honey thing. I think I showed that before. And anyway, antique-y. This is a butter churn, and this is, I don't know what this is. This is just a tiny little barrel. I love those antique-y barrels. Hey, back to the thrifty stuff. These things. So there's these little glass bowls. I guess they're soya sauce bowls. I don't know. They were taped together. They were $1 for all 4 of them, and they're amazing. And I thought sometimes when I get these things, I think they're too big. But of course, you can have a large glass bowl. But I thought they might have been the same as this one, but no. And they're even smaller. So this could even be a large salad bowl because of this. Sometimes I think that's too big, but no, it's like a big giant bowl. I have big giant bowls that I keep my fruit and produce in. So I am happy to get these for glass. And I love when it's natural. You can kind of tell when it's made of plastic. Oh, I say that, and I have these plastic chairs in here from Temu, but I do love those plastic chairs. But when I'm getting a real glass, the bowl that fits into the scale, I'm so excited that this guy can eat out of it. Okay, and then I got this. This was in a little box and everything. It was a nice box, but I did throw it out. I can't save all of the paper and cardboard. I know that a lot of people like to do that and make stuff out of cardboard, but I like to buy wood things. Here, that's this. That'll segue into that. I like to work with wood. I mean, I do love paper, and I love working with paper, actually, with crafty things, but for the most part, I don't. This was really rudimentary, and I have done this before where I've put a large plate on a mantle and it looks like a piece of art. I mean, I might be kind of sacrilegious and turn it upside down. I like that the heart is subtle. I like that it's off-center. I like that this is handmade. It wasn't a nice little box with a cotton pad and everything, but I washed this, I discarded that, and I mean, this is my color. It's natural clay. Just putting this on a wall or on a shelf, even though it is super large scale, like I said, I've experimented with this before, and just by putting it on the top of a shelf and setting it like on the wall, it does look like a really cool like plaque or giant platter that is on display. So I had to get that, and I loved the way that it was painted, and I love the color of it, I guess, is the biggest thing. Now, the next is wood. I mentioned already that I love to buy wood things, and they call this a wood shadow box, just a tiny one from, I don't know, it must be from Michael's or something, because it's not something that I've seen at the dollar store. However, I have no purpose for this yet, but it has many purposes. I use these things, little boxes like this, as tabletops. I'm going to remove all of the hardware right now just to show you what I do when I get one of these things. I will save the screw because it is tiny and it is kind of in miniature scale, and I put those into little jars. Do I have that here? Yeah, coincidentally, I do have my little jars where I keep things in. I don't have the ones with the screws in, but this one's silica gel. I always save my little silica gel packets, different types of silica gel, and use them as lentils or herbs or things. Sometimes, those mini clothespins and these things. The cork top bottles. Again, those aren't thrifted. We're not doing those today. But, you know what we do here and make different segues. So I do save the screws. I don't really have... Whoa. Careful. I don't really have much use for these hanger things, but you know what? I bet you I could come up with an idea to turn these into something miniature, which I did want to show you how I attach these things. Remind me if I didn't before. I can't really show you up close, but I did make it so they're removable. I can hang my lanterns now inside the house, and I made it so these were removable by putting little wooden brackets and gluing them on, and then being able to pull this out. Again, Temu-y stuff. What's that place called? Michelle's? I don't know. It's not true. Anyway, and then I rip these things off. Sometimes I like to save I'm gonna have to dig in there with my pliers and take that off. Anyway, I have this little wooden platform. It can work as the top of a shelf. I can, there's so many possibilities. I don't like to usually attach these to things because it can become a table. It can do, I don't know, many things. 2 of these for 99 cents. So I'm sure that was cheaper than whatever they were at the craft store, 50 cents each. So I thought that was okay for a multi-purpose piece of wood that I don't even know what the purpose is. I mean, you could even use it as a shadow box in miniature land. It would make a great wall shelf, actually. That's just hung on the wall. Put popsicle stick slats in there. Okay, what else do we have? This thing, which is a Dollarama item, and I've bought this before. And it looks so much like a hang rack. It's for putting your coffee in, your coffee pods, I guess that's called. I don't drink coffee, but I do have miniatures. Oh, and that's this. I have been looking at the boxes in the store, but I stopped myself from buying more of these boxes at different stores because, first of all, I like them all to be the same, and I did buy more at the Dollar Tree. But these ones anyway, we'll have to talk about these little miniature boxes in the videos where I talk about sorting and buying new things. But these little coffee things, these black Barbie hangers that I have collected, they're the best for my diorama, even though they're plastic. But, I mean, I like to hang clothing on these racks, and those dividers even look good. The spaces, I have thought about cutting out some of these metal things that are in the middle, but I think for the most part I've just decided to keep them as is. It looks like it's a factory one that's very professional, and it's there to keep the clothing separate, and it looks really, really good when things are hanging on it, and it also looks antique, and it also is that wrought iron thing that you can see that I love throughout my little mini home here. So I am happy to find this half price. Like, I think it's about $4 at the Dollarama in Canada, and I already had one, and I wanted to buy another one, but I knew that they do end up at the thrift stores, and I have seen them a few times, so I think this one was actually the cheapest yet at the thrift store. So to add to my collection, and I have it right here, so now I have two of these, which, we can do a whole, this looks like a factory, so this is perfect. That this is an old-fashioned garment factory, we can say, in Paris, and then we've had these whole old racks that were in it when we moved in, and now this industrial Parisian loft has some old features from when it was an operating factory, and we can hang our beautiful dresses on it. Nice, huh? All right, and not that we don't have any dresses. We'll hang something on it. Don't you worry. Oh, look at these. Check these out. I don't know if I've ever thrifted these, but do you see back there where I have the two angels sitting on the pillars? I thought I'd be able to switch these out, these African statues. Now, these were at a thrift store, one of my favorites. I would say that there's two of my favorites right now, and it's not Value Village, which is American Savers. And what's the other one? I don't know. But anyway, there's four that are together. Two have become my favorite. There's one that's called Mission Thrift, which is this religious one, and it's really clean and tidy, and I like how, and the prices are really good. And then the other one that I like is I can't remember which one is which, so I'm not going to say the wrong name. Anyway, I found these there. They had, I don't know, they might have had 10 or 20 of these. Now, I chose the most banged up ones. The look, it even has a chip in it. It feels kind of like soapstone. It feels like it's stone, but it feels like it's soap. I think that's what they call soapstone. It's very brittle, probably, thus the crack in it. And the faces were a little bit off, and you could see that these ones look quite different. So some of them were, they had like different features and stuff, but I think that they were all supposed to be the same. They were just made by different people, probably I don't know if these were like actually artisan from Africa, which they could have been souvenirs. I hope so. I hope that it's like something, and then the wares that people are showing from and it's not, reproduced. Anyway, they're super cool. They look ancient, and I chose the ones that were the most rudimentary, the most banged up, and they were of course they would have been the ones that nobody else wanted. So, and I was good not to buy them all. I only needed two. For again, I could put them on my pillars, but again, I could put them everywhere. And they look like fantastic little headpieces. You can buy headpieces again on Temu, but I mean, I would rather have something that is unique that no one else has. And even though I have been eyeing a lot of those busts that they have there, but these ones are unique and cool, and I can pretend they have a story. They will have a little bit of a story that I just told you, but I could pretend that they had this traveled to Africa and I brought these things home, and a tribe leader gave them to me in honor of the help that I did for the village, or something like that. Okay. And then these metal things, which I don't know if I've ever hauled before. I did clean them, and these are all pencil sharpeners. So I don't know if the record player, there's a record player in here, I don't know if they're going to, yeah, I definitely have hauled these before, but we might as well bring them out because they're kind of wrought iron. I mix dark brown metals in my house with black, and it looks very good together. This would have to be a miniature for the shelf. This would have to be a miniature for the shelf. I guess I have the best ones buried. This one, oh, how perfect for my Parisian loft. A miniature for a shelf. Again, pencil sharpeners, but you just turn them around the right way and you got them. The drums, the least miniature for this shelf, but I mean, it would still work. It's a metal thing. Now this is for the kitchen that I keep promising to make. We want to make that old-fashioned kitchen. I was worried about making this big kitchen, but we're just going to make a one-panel wall kitchen, which is just going to be tiny. And because, I mean, antique kitchens were tiny anyway, at least the places that they had to prepare was just a small portion. They had a lot of tables and stuff in their kitchens. But it's going to be my perfect kitchen. This is the water spout that I dream about. If I had a new kitchen and I was renovating, I would hunt down one of these. It would be functional. It wouldn't be, I don't know if this part would work. Like, you wouldn't have to pump the water. You would just turn on the taps down below or something. But I would have a spout like this going over a big, so it looked like an old-fashioned kitchen. They've got to exist. And I would hunt it down. Okay, so here is the other record player I have. This one has a little more detail. It's a bit larger than this one. They both are fantastic, though, and they're both the right scale, as you can see. No, I don't. The turntable part is about the same size. Again, I'm going to make a wooden one. It's going to look really cool. Having a wooden base, it's going to probably make it look more real and antique. But this one is also very, very beautiful, and I noticed that. Oh yeah, check this out. It actually works when you spin it. So that is incredible. Again, pencil sharpener hole, so you have to be careful about where you're positioning it. A globe. Come on, beautiful one. Again, you can get things like that on Temu, I believe, but this one is antique and old and cool. And then we have to make a store one day where we have a typewriter. A typewriter can go on the desk. This would look so nice on this desk. Why don't I have that on this desk? I think we're gonna have to finally clean up the desk and keep the typewriter on there. That fits in so nicely. This is for the store. We have to make a store where we have a cash register in there. So cool. This thing, totally perfect scale. We have a coffee grinder. Is this in scale or not? Do they make coffee grinders this big? I'm thinking that this might be. I thought it was in scale, but now that I'm looking at it, I think that it might be supposed to be smaller. Anyway, it looks awesome. Anyway, and then this movie projector. Come on. This looks so good. I mean, as an ornament, as we could set it up. We could set it up and actually make it look like it's functioning. In here we could have a little screen to pull down. We could even use these things as the screens. And then we have a violin, which is 100% in scale. That would look so good on a shelf somewhere. I don't even have room to put all this stuff. And then some miscellaneous pieces that were in the bag, which I am not really sure. This looks like the top of a piano, but I'm not really sure what these things belong to. But I did keep them because, I mean, I kept this because does this go to something else that I have? And then I kept this because this would make a great base for, I don't know, anything. You never know. A piece of the right statue would definitely look good on there, an elongated, like, animal standing. All right, yeah, I definitely remember showing those things before. Oh, I do have a couple more thrift things, though. This I was in the process of opening. I actually took the ruler. The ruler was on a card, and I bought this $2 mostly for this ruler. I think is it Goodwill or is it the Salvation Army? It's either Goodwill. One of them is really bad, which I never find anything at the Goodwill or Salvation Army, and one of, I can't remember which one it is. This was brand new on the card. I took it off. I think I'm not going to save this pocket clip, which is what that's for, but I needed this tiny metal ruler. I have plastic ones, but I have cut them accidentally when I was like putting the scissors next to them when I was cutting a piece of wood, and sometimes I need to get into the tiny spots to measure the right sizes for moldings and things. And to have this, I would like ideally a full compass set, where you get the triangle and the protractor and everything would be in metal. And I know that those do exist, but I haven't seen. I bought a plastic set and kind of feel like it was a waste of money, even though it didn't cost very much. But having this little ruler floating around is so perfect for building the dioramas. So I'm very happy to have that, because I have big clunky ones that I can't really get in. And I actually was going to buy a larger metal ruler. I was going to go to the dollar store and get a metal ruler, but the fact that I found this one for $2 in this bag, and then plus I get these extra pins, which this packaging alone fits right into my loft, my garment factory loft here. But these look like tiny little nails or big spikes maybe in miniature land. Anyway, I can use these all the time. I have these things. Actually, I use nails to hang the paintings with the ropes. Can you see the paintings with the ropes? Yeah, I guess you can see. You can't see the one over there. But these can work like little nails. I can use them myself for so many different things. So these will definitely come in handy, even though this packaging for me is made in Japan, it says. I think the design of this, and it's so old, and I love it anyway. And it came with this. I'm going to get rid of this. I was going to. Blue is not my color. I don't know what that brand is. I already have a few of these already. I mean, yeah, and then I thought I would cut this because this is a nice measuring tape. However, I already have plenty of these. Maybe I'll donate this. I'll put this in my donation box, and I'll just take it back to the store, and maybe somebody will want to use it. It says it's for renovations, but yeah, this comes in handy. I definitely have to put one of these, a measuring tape of some sort, in my bag, because there's always things that I want to measure when I'm buying miniatures and my own personal items, to make sure that it's the right height. Anyway, this is a useful thing. If the color was different, I don't like blue things. That's just weird. That's just me. But I believe in sticking with just knowing what your style is and sticking with the right colors, and then everything just looks great. So the color that I allow is green, because greenery is something that's natural and important, and I mean, black might be a color, but basically we just got the neutrals and the black metal, and that's what we do. Can we highlight this thing? This is definitely a favorite of my miniatures, this little pot. All right, there's more miniature stuff coming. This was mostly just the antique things that I picked up recently. I also have some clothes that I want to try on, and we're gonna do it dirty style, I think. Normally I would wash all the clothes and then show them to you and then try them on the dolls, but I think why not? Like, you know, when you go thrifting and you try on clothes, I haven't done this in a while, but you can go to the store and you try on the dirty clothes, and then you come home and wash yourself, and you wash the clothes. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna try the dirty clothes on my dolls, and then I'll wash the doll and the clothes afterwards. That's what we'll do, and it'll be fun because they're still in the package. And yeah, and maybe I want to donate them, and then it would save me the time of like spending the time washing these things if I'm not going to keep them. All right, I hope you had fun today seeing my new antique miniatures. There's so many more things that we're going to look at, and I've got so many more things to show you that it'll be like brand new for you, like a new haul, but it'll be more like an anti haul for me, where I do have to sort through my favorites. Can I grab that now? No, I do. As soon as I turn off this video, though, I am going to get the other one of these. I have twins. Yeah, I can't believe I have a matching one, and that is so cool. These lanterns, these miniatures should be out, but also I'm trying to, you know, keep a clean place. Not minimalist. I think actually it is still pretty minimalist, despite the haul that I've thrown out here. Anyway, I really have to select and go through the things. Maybe I will say not to keep that. I probably have to keep the Parisian Tower. Yeah, maybe I have to say, you know what? You don't need the drums. They don't need to be in your diorama. Maybe I don't need the coffee grinder. I'm going to have to Google coffee grinders and see how good to scale that is, but I think that's probably out. The globe definitely has to stay. I love my new record player. I love my new telephone. That's so good. Anyway, I better stop talking. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye. Watch one of these other videos.